Sorry, SNA fans. Hello again. I had to make a second clip of the video because the time limit and the difficulties. And yeah, it was up. I guess it was up in its limits, and it was time to make a second clip of this video. And I guess I've been doing this wrestling news video for quite a while now, but now I'm gonna finish off with two more wrestling news report, and I'm gonna be completely done. Which I'm gonna continue talking about the Bryan Danielson news now as yeah, AEW is celebrating its fifth year anniversary, coming off arguably one of its most momentous events yet. Like Revolution 2024, another unforgettable AEW pay per view was all out. Like was all out 2021, which closed with the surprise debut of Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson, like who both made the jump from WWE. Like Danielson's move to AEW from WWE was a, was astonishing as he had competed in the main event of WrestleMania 37 earlier that year. Danielson recently participated in a wrestling panel at SXSW and discussed the success of AEW Dynamite before revealing that WWE was more interested in AEW than appeared. Vince McMahon actually called. Appeared, which he said. Vince McMahon actually called me one night. I was part of WWE Creative, and he called me one night, and he said, "What is AEW doing that we're not doing?" And so I watched 8 straight weeks of TV within the span of like 6 days, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." There's a whole list of wrestling things. Oh, not wrestling. Not even say wrestling things. Whole lot of things in that side of the company. I mean, that side of their wrestling they're doing. Brian accomplished AEW president. I what's that complimented? Let's say accomplished. Right. My dumbass. But anyway, Brian complimented AEW President Tony Khan of being the in tune with the wants of wrestling fans and discussed the balance between stability and innovation. And he continued, I think we just have to look look at ourselves objectively. We have to find things that okay, I think we should try this, but we can't mess up the things that have gotten us to this place. To begin with, the former WWE champion, WWE champion advised. The former WWE champion advised it's a hard line of straddle, as far as change, order versus chaos. That's a whole that's a whole that's a whole yin versus yang thing. Like as far as what do you change, what do you keep the same, and that's something that we really have to look deeply into. But what are your thoughts on Brian Danielson revealing this very crazy, this this crazy secret that he had between him and Vince McMahon? I'll say not really a secret. What are your thoughts on this crazy reveal of Brian Danielson? His time as part of creative in WWE before leaving the company. He was in creative while he was still an active competitor in WWE before leaving in 2021. And do you believe Brian Danielson? Well, I sure think he's telling the truth because Like, why he didn't say this sooner if this wasn't true? Like, or yeah, like, if this wasn't true, how come he didn't say it sooner? Like, if he was lying, obviously, but but yeah, he waited until like when Vince McMahon is no longer the chairman, which that's very convincing. Like, he could have said this anytime, like even before this, and and even before he sold it to Endeavor, like he could have said anything about Vince McMahon when he was when he was what's that when he very first debuted with AEW back in 2021. But he waited until saying it like when Vince McMahon's no longer in WWE and it's a whole new different WWE. And and he and he's giving out his hot and while he was giving out his hot take about the new WWE product, I bet again that's where he then yeah that's what made him realize now's the time to tell tell a journalist this, like in an interview on their latest podcast or on the latest wrestling event, like, and they happened to be there and they were and they had some kind of chance, like due to their success as a journalist, like they can they have the rights to interview the former WWE champion and ask him this question about his working relations with WWE and like in general and with Vince McMahon most specifically. And this is what and then and yeah, Brian Danielson revealing this, like it's very, I don't say shocking, but very amazingly, I'll say not really anything surprising, but somewhere near almost to that. I'll say morely. I'll say amazingly. I'll say yeah. That's the best way to describe it by using this term. By saying amazingly, he literally asked Brian Danielson to figure out what they're doing, what we're not doing, what kind of success that they're doing, what we're not, which Brian Danielson said he watched 8 straight weeks of their product, like from the past couple of days or a few days, like damn near a week even, and he noticed a few things, but yeah, he eventually moved over to All Elite Wrestling as soon as his contract expired with the Stanford-based company, and it seems like he finally know the differences and I'll say the differences between two companies now, and also they just need to keep doing what they do best and stick and stick to doing they do best as being themselves and as their respective companies, because now like both AEW and WWE are doing very successful, like especially without any promoters like releasing them due to needing money for their personal lives, and also trying to book them in matches in the demanding way, especially in matches that will humiliate the wrestlers that are well established. And luckily, that's no longer the case because we got wrestlers. We got rest. This is where we got finally got wrestlers finally being treated fairly. Like it's like and they got and giving them a reason why they should respect them because they're giving them opportunities that they cannot refuse. They're offering they're offering some desires that they want, and they and that's the good reason why you should respectfully honor your boss, I should say. Yeah, that's more fair to you as well when you're willing to give are you willing to respectfully do whatever they ask you to do, like because you're the employee, of course. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what's your thoughts on to this excuse me, my bad. But what are your thoughts on to Brian Danielson's comments on that, and for him being happy being on AEW, even though he had pretty good, he got some pretty he had some pretty well and very he did very well and did a great job achieving his goal. But anyways, yeah. But anyways, yeah. What's your thoughts on that? And then yeah, he did success. He did he did very good with achieving his goals, what he wanted to do in WWE, and then now he's on his way of having his final run in wrestling with AEW, like for this final year as a full time active competitor, and and even though he does not look for being an AEW World Champion, but he's wanting to fight all the wrestlers that he's yet to fight, like which he's starting off, which he's gonna be continuing to do. Like he already wrestled the likes of Zack Sabre Jr. last year in AEW Wrestle Dreams, and now he looks like he's on his way of fighting another European star, which is the aerial assassin Will Ospreay next month at AEW Dynasty. And who thinks gonna walk out as victorious? Which I would give this win to Will Ospreay in my prediction. But give me y'all the predictions in the comments below. Like and yeah, and that's not because I think Will Ospreay is more better than him. It's just that Will Ospreay is red hot right now, and he's gaining these wins, and he's looking like a guy that should not take a loss unless if it's some big match like in the main event. But anyways, let's move on to the final wrestling news. And that is Stevie Richards news, like makes the case for former women's champion in WWE Hall of Fame. This year's WWE Hall of Fame ceremony will honor Paul Heyman, Bill Nakano, uh, Thunderbolt Patterson in the late Muhammad Ali, and the U.S. Express, yeah, Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. Although it's unclear whether the class of 2024 is complete, former WWE star Stevie Richards uh, uh, has made a case of Victoria to be inducted to this time around. This time around, the ECW legend, like who was once paired with Victoria on WWE television, posted an 8-minute video on his YouTube channel explaining why he believes the former WWE Women's Champion deserves a spot. In the video, Stevie Richards discussed Victoria's run with the Stanford, Connecticut base, I should say, with adding in the state that the city is located at. A Stanford-based, Connecticut-based promotion highlighted various matches and moments in which she took part, including participating in the company's first ever women's street fight, and women's steel cage match. Richards also inserted a post-edition clip about Victoria capturing the WWE Women's Championship for the first time in a hardcore match at the Survivor Series pay-per-view in 2002. Richards forgot to add this into his initial recording. The former right to censor member then announced that part two would be coming soon before asking viewers the comment on whether they think Victoria should be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. And what are your thoughts on to Stevie Richards' opinion of WWE should induct Victoria to the Hall of Fame next? Let me know in the comments below if you agree with Stevie Richards, and I'm gonna ask the same question what he said on his YouTube channel. Like, do you think Victoria should be inducted to the Hall of Fame along with the others? Let me know in the comments down below about that. And what are your thoughts on the WWE Hall of Fame? Like I said earlier on this video, like, do you think that they're complete, they're fully complete with every induction, or do you think that they should add a few more guys in the mix that are legendary in uh in the WWE and accomplishments in WWE or ECW or any other wrestling promotion, like or wherever they're. They're not their accomplishments. They're more likely in WWE, of course, but what I'm saying is like from them wrestling there and other companies, and if they're like currently still active in the ring, even though they're like a legend in the WWE. But let me know, yeah, what your thoughts on that as well down below. And yes, sir, and ma'am, that's your latest wrestling news review video, and or not review, report video, wrestling news report video. And what's your thoughts on any of these wrestling news reports? And which one was your favorite? I'll say my favorite is the scheduled plans for WrestleMania 40 weekend with that's going to be starting at April 4th to April 8th. Yeah, April 4th to April 8th of the WrestleMania weekend. From the One Dead Man show to the post show Raw after WrestleMania, like and at the Pennsylvania Convention Center and also the Wells Fargo Center and the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia State, the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium, I should say. But yeah, but let me know all about that as well. And also, yeah, but I'll say that's one of my favorites. And then two, the arrival of Mercedes Moné in AEW, which those are the top two topics that everybody's talking about in pro wrestling right now. Which the biggest, I'll say perhaps the biggest and the greatest topics that you could talk about in pro wrestling at the moment. But like because it is still the road to WrestleMania, and we're still looking for who's exactly gonna be winning their respective matches. Is it gonna be Drew McIntyre gonna beat Seth Rollins, or Rollins gonna beat McIntyre, or the main event night one match? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna beat who? With Roman Reigns and The Rock teaming up against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Cody and Rollins, or is it gonna be Reigns and The Rock? Or who's gonna walk out of, and most importantly, who's gonna walk out of WrestleMania as the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion? It's gonna be the American Nightmare can finally finish the story for the WWE to become the new WWE Champion, or do you think it's gonna be Roman Reigns is gonna successfully retain for the second straight year in a row against Cody? And this time around, Cody cannot can never ever fight for the WWE Championship, which gave it a sign away. And then some of everybody in the IWC is already complaining about it's going to be obvious that Cody Rhodes is going to win. Well, that doesn't matter right now. Like they're giving a reason why Cody should win. Like and or else Cody would never win the championship. Like that's the whole story is all about. Like it may be similar to AEW, but it's giving something. It's gonna get it. They're trying to hype things up for fans to be looking up to and looking forward to, and not trying to spoil anything. They're just trying to book things that a wrestling promoter should do, like just to gain some attention from the fans and make increase ratings and profit and drawing those big numbers and trying to make this the greatest show of the 40 years of the existence of WrestleMania. But yeah, and also we got the women's championship matches with Bayley against Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship, and we also got what's her name? Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Why am I asking this right in front of the camera? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of names. I'm just my head's going overdrive right now. Just think about what to start from and where to finish at. But I'm just going to just keep talking on who exactly I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to try to do it in a manner that's going for you guys to understand by going one step at a time where I'm going to start off with and then where I'm going to finish at. But I'm going to finish right here, and I'm going to talk about what's going on at WrestleMania. And then we also got this 6-way ladder match tag team match with the Judgment Day against tag team wrestlers from both Raw and SmackDown. which we're gonna start off, I believe, this Friday on SmackDown. Like, I'm not sure who's gonna win like tomorrow night, let alone knowing who's gonna be in the qualifying match. But I know it's about this Monday. We got this coming Monday. We got the Awesome Truth versus what's their names? In the Sheer, that's what Sanga and Veer Mahan, which I believe the Miz and R-Truth's gonna beat them. And then we got DIY against the Creed brothers, and then the New Day against the Alpha Academy's Otis and Akira Tozawa, which we already know is going to be Akira Tozawa and Otis, Awesome Truth and DIY on the Raw side. But whoever's going to be on SmackDown side, I'm thinking that it's still going to be the Awesome Truth, regardless on who's going to be competing on the SmackDown side, which I think is going to be the New Catch Republic. That's going to be on the number one side of the SmackDown side of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. But I think to expect the Awesome Truth's going to be getting their moment as tag team champions and doing it at the grandest stage of them all. But anyways, and then we're probably going to have plenty more matches that's going to be announced. Probably we're going to see the Final Testament going to challenge the Pride in a 6-man or an 8-person tag match if you include Scarlett and B-Fab, which I think they're hyping up to that point. Like, we're going to see all 4 members of the Pride taking on all 4 members of the Final Testament. And let's hope that does turn into something like that, which I'm not sure who's going to win that match, but let's hope WWE choose the right decision, though, like, into this point, like, to make this the greatest WrestleMania ever. And we're going to probably see some more hype ups on Raw as well this coming Monday, especially with probably WWE finally showing that Chad Gable got his shoulders up, which I forgot to point that out when I was reviewing on this past Monday's Raw review, which when Sami Zayn rolled out of Chad Gable's ankle lock, he put him up in the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll, which Chad Gable's both of his shoulders were kind of tilted up rather than down when he got him up like into the wheelbarrow roll-up position. So we're going to see if they're going to turn this into some kind of triple threat match or even a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship or not. But let me know in the comments about this. But I'm not sure if this is going to be some kind of an angle, but we're just going to have to wait and see like what's going to be the outcome at the biggest stage of the year. And then to the Mercedes Moné news, I'm going to say this is pretty fantastic for AEW, and hopefully that she thrives there, and hopefully she can continue to work in Japan like she always dreamed of doing, and even have some unfinished business with the women's strong championship. Even though Willow Nightingale's not the champion, but it's the girl that she beat in the tournament that's currently holding the championship. Because the girl that beat Willow Nightingale, Julia, just finally lost the championship a couple weeks ago in New Japan's one of their latest events, which I'm not sure to call it a pay-per-view. I mean, unless you're in the United States, you have to order it from a pay-per-view site. But they call it their biggest wrestling event. That's what they would call it in Japan, which I believe you don't have to pay for it on pay-per-view when you're in Japan. But I'm not sure if I want to be in Japan to watch it for free, though. But anyways, yeah. Nobody didn't even ask, but I'm just saying, like, if I want to try out New Japan, especially considering Matt Riddle and Dolph Ziggler's there, and they're currently holding the New Japan Strong TV Championship and the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, respectively, in their runs. And the funny thing is, they're now in Japan, and I've seen them live in person at this live event I went to, But y'all already know about that. I already talked about that multiple times here on my SNA podcast videos. But yeah, hopefully, for the best for the CEO as well. And I guess this is the end of today's video. Make sure you check out my SmackDown review video. We're gonna probably seeing some more exciting segments and matches. Like, I'll say not really exciting, more interesting, because I'm not sure it could be exciting unless if it's like the go-home edition of Friday Night SmackDown, which they would call it WrestleMania SmackDown. because it's SmackDown. This is the final SmackDown before the biggest show. But anyways, I think they're going to have some very interesting and entertaining moments, like whether if it's on their matches or segments, which I'm not sure what's going to be the matches on the card of tomorrow night's SmackDown, except for Dakota Kai versus Bayley. That's the only match that they already announced, but again, I bet they're going to probably have a couple of matches in the tag team qualifier match in this six-way tag team ladder match, which I think, I said before and I'll say it again, the Awesome Truth's going to win because they've been teasing this and building things up to that point ever since in our Truth's eyes, they kicked him out of the Judgment Day, and then he had some help with the likes of The Miz and DIY, which he thinks is DX, which he thinks Johnny Gargano's Shawn Michaels, and Tommaso Ciampa's Triple H. But anyways, we're gonna see more about that this coming Monday, on that side of things. But we're gonna see who's gonna be in the qualified tag team match. Let's see who's gonna win the double straps of both the Raw and the SmackDown tag team championships, and also, we also have AEW Rampage tomorrow night as well. Make sure to check that out. And the only match that's been confirmed that I can remember right now is Tony Storm and Mariah May in its tag team match. And also tomorrow, make sure to check out my wrestling news video where I'll be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Ringside News article on March 15th, 2024. But for now, I'm gonna wrap things up and not leave you waiting, and hope you all are having a excellent Thursday today on March 14th. And I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Bye-bye, my SNA fans. And Super Ninja Austin, out. See you guys tomorrow.